Okay, so we are now looking at the REDFLY Mobile Companion, and we're going to get a bit of a hands-on demo with Kirt here. So if you just want to go ahead and give us a bit of a walkthrough, maybe show us, maybe if you even want to disconnect your Pocket PC there, and we'll just sort of see what it looks like.
Okay.
In fact, even if you could shut down the device just so we can see sort of the experience of what it's like to actually, set it up, and just go right ahead.
Okay, great. So let me give you some of the specifications first. The device is 6 by 9 by 1, weighs 2 pounds, as we discussed earlier, has 2 USB ports and a VGA port.
Right.
So the on-off button is right here on the side. So I turn that on, and up come the REDFLY screen.
Okay.
And then, as we talked about, I can connect via USB or Bluetooth. I'm going to connect via USB. And as I make that USB connection, you can see that it's acquiring the address of the smartphone.
Okay.
And coming up.
Okay, so really just about maybe 5 seconds in total there for the handshake and the connection. Okay, so then now we're looking at the screen of the smartphone, so I'm just going to zoom in a little bit on the screen. So obviously one of the issues here is that the today's screen on the phone can't be sort of resolution scaled in the same way that some of the applications were, like you were talking about.
Yeah, that's
right?
correct. There's not a lot of information on the today screen that you can stretch.
Right.
So what you see is we have the touchpad here, and we have the mouse pointer. I can go up into Start.
Yep.
And bring up the Start menu. Before I do that, though, I'll go ahead and let me just go ahead and go to my calendar. So here's the calendar. I will go ahead and just open up a meeting. And this is one of the other cool things about the device, is it really brings out some of the functionality of Windows Mobile that you typically haven't used when it's just on the phone. For example, I can go here into this appointment and bring up the notes section, and now I can actually take notes. In fact, this is what I do in meetings now, is I take my notes right here.
Okay.
So this.
Right, so in the notes field of the appointment for the meeting that you're actually in.
Exactly.
Okay, that's interesting.
So, that's kind of a cool function that you can use.
Okay.
Let me see.
Now, I want my viewers to understand what it is we're looking at here. So this is actually the Outlook mobile calendar application, and through a software driver, you're actually you're not resizing, you are redrawing the resolution at 800 by 4.
That's right.
What was it for? 800 by 4.
800 by 480.
800 by 480.
That's right.
Okay, so we're not stretching the resolution. This isn't blurry or fuzzy. This is, although it is because my camera won't focus, but this is actually more information on the screen.
That's correct. So not only do we resize that into a window that fits on the screen, but as you said, we also changed the resolution. Not just zooming on the data, if you will, because then it would be a poor image. It would be a choppy and poor
fuzzy
image, but actually changing it so you can have a very good experience. Let me also show you, for example, here I'll go into messaging and go into my Outlook email.
Yeah, this is obviously a killer place to have more resolution, because certainly, when I look at my Outlook email, like on my T-Mobile Dash, which has a small screen, I can see 2 lines of text before I have to start scrolling, and here we have a lot of information.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And then let me show you one other application here. So I'll go into Office Mobile, and I'll bring up the Excel application in Office Mobile.
Okay.
And let me just, I'll do this simple Excel sample. And you'll see as this comes up that, instead of seeing just a portion of the spreadsheet, now I have, again, a large area to work with and a large area to view. We have, columns out through M here.
Right.
And I'll actually unhook the device and show you what you would see if you were to have just taken this off of the smartphone.
Right. Yeah. So just a lot less information on the screen.
Exactly. And so one of the cool things about it is we've all had the experience of getting an email with an attachment on it, and on your smartphone, if it's just a smartphone, I really can't do anything with that attachment because of the vertical and the horizontal scrolling.
Right.
But on this device, on our device now, I can actually work with the documents, make modifications, changes, go ahead, save them, and send them back. So I can be very, very effective.
Interesting. All right. Is there anything else you want to demo or show us? I mean, we've learned a lot about the device already, but any other functionality?
So let me mention just one other piece here. I'll go back to. So in this case, I'm going to Alt Tab. So that's another piece of function we put in
Okay,
here.
so Alt Tab. Now that's interesting. Okay, so for I want that on my smartphone just generally.
Exactly. So Alt Tab back to the Today screen, and you can see I have highlighted here Telenav. Now I won't bring this up because we're deep in the bowels of the show here, and of course the satellites wouldn't be able to find the radio here.
Okay.
But I can actually bring up something like this and have location-based services again now on a larger screen as opposed to the very small screen.
Okay.
So any of the applications that are written for the Windows Mobile operating system, we just give a better use model for.
Okay. So in terms of developers, do application developers need to do anything special to make their apps compatible with your screen up-resing essentially, or do you just sort of work with basically anything?
Yeah, so we essentially work with anything. However, as application developers are developing their apps, if they'll consider now that instead of just this small space, they have a larger space.
And they need to intelligently take advantage of that space and allow it to scale.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that was a great demo. Thank you so much for your time, and we will definitely follow up on this product and do a review as soon as possible.
Great. Thank you, Jason. Good to meet you.